Hi, I'm Pärtel from Bondora. I welcome you to our third live Q&A session. This time we're live on both YouTube and Facebook. Unfortunately for today, my team decided to stop promoting my stand-up comedy career, so I have no jokes planned. Instead, I'm going to go straight to business. First, I'm going to walk you through the financial results for Bondora for 2019. Thereafter, secondly, we're going to go through the questions on Slido, and I will try to answer 5 or 6 of them. Thereafter, I'm going to start mixing in questions from YouTube and Facebook live chats. So make sure to contribute, join the conversation, and ask whatever you want to know about Bondora. So I think we're ready, and let's get going. 2019 was our third year of profitability. Most importantly, our community has now grown to more than 120,000 investors all across Europe. Since we started in 2009, the community has invested more than 370 million and earned more than 40 million. We at Bondora are really thankful for your continued support. In 2019, Bondora increased its revenues from 10 million to 20 million euro. And despite this fast growth, we're able to deliver an 11% net profit margin. That works out to roughly 2.3 million euro. We are going to reinvest all of the profits back into the company to make sure we continue growing sustainably. Also, I think it's good to highlight that our team during 2019 increased by 11 people, from 54 to 65 people. And I'm especially proud for everyone at Bondora to always keeping customer first. We are going to continue innovating. Whilst our focus remains on investing, we're looking at various ways how to provide more value out of and outside of the product areas we have on offer today. So you may have see some exciting news later this year. So if you have any more questions about our financial results, then make sure to read our blog. There's a longer post about our financial results there. I think my team might have shared the link to the blog also in the live chat. And if you have any specific questions that I didn't cover during the last few minutes, then make sure to share that question on YouTube chat or Facebook live chat. Now, given we've asked our community to share questions they might want to know about Bondora or what we're doing on Slido, then I'm going to open up Slido and try to cover 5 or 6 of them before mixing in questions from YouTube or Facebook. So let me open it now. We have already 42 questions on Slido. I think I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I'm going to start. The first question is from Marco. Hi, Marco. And Marco is asking, Corona brings so much insecurities. It seems possible that more firms will have severe financial problems. What do you do to reduce financial risk for investors? Actually, we've already taken 3 decisive steps in order to reduce risks. First, in the beginning of the crisis, we decided to stop lending temporarily outside of Estonia in order to reduce risks related to the economic situation. On a positive side, what we've seen is thanks to very fast and proactive government intervention by providing payroll support in all of the countries where we operate in, as well as governments in Estonia and Finland very fast solving the health situation, the households have not yet been impacted by the crisis. If we look at data, then in Estonia, in May 2020, retail sales were only 1% down compared to 2019, same period. So there's hope that the retail economy will stay strong. Secondly, what we did is we increased risk buffers on all new loans we originate, and also we tightened our credit criteria. So we've reduced risks on all new loans originated. And third, we refocused our teams from a number of growth-oriented projects instead to invest more in product servicing and helping the borrowers. So if our borrowers want to reduce their monthly payments, they can extend the loan schedule and through that reduce the monthly burden on their household costs. Secondly, our team is working hard to help those borrowers really in difficult situations. We will remain focused on those three areas throughout this year until the economies recover. The second question is from Ivailo. Hi Ivailo. And he's asking, why have you removed the option to add money with credit card? Due to the recent news related to Wirecard, we decided to stop processing all new payments with them. Given card payments made up a very small fraction of the inflows from investors, we haven't yet migrated to a new payment service provider. Instead, we've tried to make it even simpler by promoting SEPA instant payments. Through that payment option, you'll be able to pay money onto your Bondora account 24/7 throughout the year. And the money typically moves within 10 seconds or less. It has two-factor authentication, so it's very secure. So although we are planning still to test out new alternative payment service providers also already in 2020, nothing beats SEPA instant payments in terms of simplicity, security, and speed. The third question is from Anonymous. And the question is, will the go and grow rate decrease, increase, or remain the same? There are no plans at this stage to change the go and grow target return. And Tony has a question. When do you want to release your financial report for 2019? Hi, Tony. On top of the information I provided earlier in the start of this live Q&A session, you can find more information on our blog, and the link to the blog post you can also find in the live chat. If you have any questions that the blog post doesn't cover or I didn't cover earlier, make sure to contribute and add your question to Facebook or YouTube live session. Next question is number 5. I'm going to take a few more after that, and then I'm going to switch to YouTube and Facebook. This question is from Matthias. Hi, Matthias. And he's asking, for Go and Grow, is Bondora foreseeing any bigger wave of credit losses due to Corona crisis? And secondly, which measures are you taking to be prepared? As I mentioned a couple of questions ago, we've already taken 3 steps that we continue to focus on throughout 2020 until the economy recovers. And the 3 steps were: A, we've temporarily stopped lending outside of Estonia. B, we've increased risk buffers on all new loans and tightened credit criteria. And third, we've diverted more people and engineering time to improve portfolio performance, customer support, and helping those customers suffering financial difficulties. Next question is from Anonymous. He seems to be asking about the Bondora app. And the next question thereafter from Tony, again, is also about the Bondora app. So I'm going to merge them together. The questions are: A, when will there be a Bondora app? B, when do you want to update the mobile app? And C, compared to your competitors, the app is not state of art with no functions. So actually we've had the beta version with limited functionality of our app already live on both App Store and Play Store since end of last year. We plan to release a number of new features in the early part of this year, but due to Corona situation, we decided to refocus the team on areas that deliver higher portfolio performance or improve customer support. So that's why a number of things we're planning to release earlier have been delayed. Now that the broader or most immediate situation on Corona has gone away and we have a bit more resources, we start developing app features, and you're going to start seeing new features coming on to the apps later in September and October. Are there any plans to offer loans in more countries in the near future? That's a question from Henry G. Hi. Beginning of the year, we were at very late stages of preparing a launch in a Western European country. However, once again, due to Corona, we shifted our priorities to focusing on portfolio performance and serving existing customers. Therefore, the rollout plan was delayed. In September, we're going to decide, are we going to continue with the rollout in 2020 or we're going to do this in 2021. So it's not something that's going to happen immediately. However, it's part of our list of priorities. And I'm going to take the final question from Slido now. It's already close to 10 questions. And then I'm going to switch to YouTube and Facebook. So if you haven't contributed yet, here's your final chance. The next and final question on Slido right now is from Eduardo from Italy. Hi, Eduardo. And he's asking, where do you see Bondora in 10, 20, 30, 40 years? I see Bondora as becoming a household name among consumers all across Europe. One, for providing them a simple and stable way to growing their money, but we're also looking to expand our services to provide more value on everything related to managing your financial well-being. So that's what we're trying to achieve here at Bondora. And we're going to continue focusing on that in the coming years throughout the situation, even as it is now. I'm going to switch now to the question from YouTube on Facebook. And I'll take the first question from North21. And he's asking, when can we get the blue hoodie? It's a very good question. We don't have a Bondora marketplace open yet, but that's one of the things that may be there in the future. So stay tuned. Otherwise, if a lot of people are interested, let us know and we may consider expediting selling the merchandise, and then you may be able to have it much sooner. The second question I'm going to take is from Thomas Meyer. When will Spanish loans available again? As I mentioned before, as a precaution at the start of the Corona crisis, we decided to temporarily stop lending outside of Estonia. We are going to reassess the situation in September and then decide when are we going to reintroduce Finnish loans and Spanish loans to the marketplace. I'll take the next question from Dan. Hi, Dan. And he's asking, 1 to 2 months ago, payouts took really long. Why was that? Is that still a problem, or are payouts made right away? In the start of the Corona crisis, we communicated that in situations like that, where there are more cash outflows than the portfolio delivers cash inflows, there may be partial payouts. And partial payouts were necessary in order to provide stable returns. Partial payouts were active from middle of March until early June. And the situation has now resolved itself, and payouts happen same as before, instantly to your bank account. Next question is from S7A7B7E. Hi, S7A7B7E. When will you return the method of depositing via credit cards? As I mentioned before, we've decided to stop having credit card payments because of the situation with Wirecard. And also, due to a very small fraction of customers only using it, we haven't yet migrated to a new service provider. We're reprioritizing our activities later in August, and we'll then see, is it something we're able to do in September, October, November, or it's going to remain something later to our backlog. So the next question is from a guy whose name is in Greek. Sorry, my Greek isn't so good, so I can't pronounce this one. But he's asking, do you have any special plan for Greece? We haven't yet prioritized rolling out our loan product in Greece. However, everyone in Greece is welcome to invest through Bondora and Go and Grow. I think that's a good set of questions from YouTube and Facebook. Given we had so many on Slido, I'm going to switch over back to Slido and take a couple more from there. I'll take the next question, which is from Rolf. And he's asking, will Bondora also apply for a bank license or similar, like other B2B platforms did? It might add trust and transparency to the platform. So hi, Rolf, thanks for the question. Right now, we're not in the process of applying for a bank license or anything similar. I cannot guarantee that, having a new license in the future is something that we're certainly not going to do, because the regulative environment in Europe is continuously changing. However, a bank license is not something that our customers are currently asking for us. So therefore, we continue to invest in the products we have right now. However, in our group, our loan company is already in Estonia regulated by the same entity that regulates banks, and we also have a regular license in Finland. So part of the group activities are already under financial supervision authority now. Next question is from Achilles. Hi, Achilles. My German is not great, but I understand the question broadly as what did Corona crisis teach us? Is there a major learning point? As said before, we've gone through a number of crises throughout our history. We started out in 2009, in the middle of the 2008 to 2010 financial crisis. Later over the years, we've gone through severe recessions in Estonia, Finland, and Spain. Because of this, we were already prepared for a crisis. During the Corona crisis, as I mentioned, we've now invested heavily in further improving our portfolio performance, the way we service loans, and the way we provide customer support. As a result, we're going to come through this crisis stronger as a team with a much stronger product. Next question is from Marco. Hi, Marco. Is it possible to give more transparency to how much money I can withdraw in a few days? I mean, without waiting weeks for euros to be transferred as it used to be. We have not had partial payouts since early June. So right now, if you withdraw from your account on Go and Grow, you will receive the money instantly on your bank account. There's a question from Stefan. Hi, Stefan. It seems to be maybe the same guy who asked on Facebook and YouTube. And the question is, when it will be possible to invest in Spanish loans again, Portfolio Bro. So we've temporarily stopped lending in Finland and Spain from March. And there was a precaution in the start of the corona crisis. Given the situation is stable and getting better all across Europe, we're going to reassess the situation in September to decide when are we going to roll out Finland and Spain again, and in which order. The next question is from Anonymous. Is there a regular backup of loan data for the case Bondora will have to wind down during a financial crisis? First of all our data, which is not personal, is made public, and everyone can reach this. Secondly, we do regular backups to different off-site locations every day. And third, Bondora has been profitable now for 3 consecutive years. Because of the equity we raised earlier in our years and the 3 consecutive profitable years, we built up enough reserves to be able to sustain this financial crisis. The next question is also from Anonymous. Is there a law firm or similar defined that takes over Bondora operations in case of wind down during a financial crisis? If yes, what is the law firm? As before, we've set up our business and operations to be able to go through this situation without a scratch. We've been profitable for 3 consecutive years, and the first half of 2020 remained to be profitable. This is because a big part of our revenues, or a big part of our costs are variable. And at the start of the crisis, we're able to cut most of these variable costs. So even though we scaled down on new business originations, our cost base also is reduced, and we're able to remain profitable, albeit with a lower net margin. However, as a result, given we're sustainable, given we've been operating for now 12 years, we haven't set up a law firm to take over the operations if we would wind down. We are not going to wind down. Next question is from Marco Loni. Why don't Go and Grow enter the possibility to tie funds against an increase in yield? I don't fully understand the question, Marco. I think you're trying to connect your Go and Grow investment portfolio with loans, some sort of asset-backed lending. Right now we don't have anything such planned, and I don't think, because of the regulation and the complexity of such products, we're likely not going to release anything. We want to make investing simple as making coffee, and as a result, we don't want to create complex financial products within Bondora. I'll take one more question from here, and then I'll use the next 5 minutes until the end of the live session to look once again through YouTube and Facebook. So the last question from slide is from John. Hi, John. What are the most encouraging parameters in the low markets in spite of the present corona crisis? I think what's very encouraging is that governments were very proactive, and they started providing payroll support to companies all across Europe. As a result, households have not been affected. Also, we haven't seen yet on Bondora deteriorations of loan performance due to corona. So that's been very, very encouraging. And I think what's been encouraging more on a macro level is that despite differences between countries, Eurozone as a whole, the European Union as a whole, has really stuck together and came up with very strong incentive plans to help the economy and households and the companies recover fast from this crisis. So it's very encouraging for our pan-European vision. I'll switch over to YouTube and Facebook questions, and probably can take 4 or 5 from there as well for over the next 5 minutes. So next question I'll take is from Chris. Hi Chris. Is there any plan to offer buyback in the near future? I don't think Bondora will offer anytime in soon or in the future buyback guarantees. We're trying to originate loans and deliver net returns high enough and stable enough to provide value for customers without this feature. Go and Grow provides a return of 6.75%. It's very simple, and for most of the time, other than the 3 months we witnessed in March and between March and June, provides fast liquidity. And these are the things that our customers have told us are important for them, and we haven't heard much requests about buyback guarantees. I'm going to take the next one from Christy. What is the GDP drop in 2020 that you're currently assuming when calibrating your risk pricing models in Estonia? What is the assumed impact to future credit losses? Earlier in the talk, I mentioned that we did 3 things in order to be prepared for the financial crisis. So A, we stopped lending outside of Estonia. B, we increased our risk buffers. And 3, we focused more on servicing the loans. Within B of increasing our risk buffers, we actually estimated a more than 200% or doubling of the unemployment rates. So we're assuming a very large increase in unemployment, and that's the way we recalibrated our credit models for new loans. So I'll take the next question from Leo. Hi Leo. Hi Pärtel. Hypothetical question. If someday the volume of deposits from Go and Grow investors far exceeds the amount being issued in loans, will the interest rate of 6.75% need to be decreased? Currently, Leo, there are no plans to decrease the interest rate of Go and Grow. We have circulated ideas in the past of limiting the amount of investments per investor. If we have a lot of inflow of cash from investors, but we don't want to increase the lending side that fast. It's very important for continued sustainability that we don't rapidly increase the loan portfolios. So that's why at times like this, if we ever get to a situation like this in the future, we'll rather try to limit the inflows. I have 3 minutes to go, so probably 2 minutes ago. So 1 or 2 questions. So I'll take the next one from Yus. Hi Yus. Is it planned at Grow and Grow that the profit is automatically invested in Grow and Grow? Actually, if you put money and invest through Go and Grow, the money is being reinvested automatically, so you don't have to do anything. And if you use other services other than Go and Grow, you should set up the auto transfer feature on Go and Grow, so the portfolio cash flows that come in through Portfolio Pro or Portfolio Manager, or that you add to your main account, would be automatically reinvested in Go and Grow. So the last question I'll take is from Ale. Hi Ale. The liquidity problem that led to partial payouts was mainly due to a lot of people withdrawing at the same time, or due to borrowers not paying back. The liquidity problem was due to a lot of people withdrawing at the same time. When we created Go and Grow, we foresee that in harsh economic environments, like we had witnessed in 2008 to 2010, there may be situations like that. That's why partial payouts was designed into Go and Grow from day one, to make sure that during a crisis, the portfolio doesn't have to be sold fast and through that delivering losses. Instead, partial payouts limit the cash outflow in order to provide a stable return. So I see that everyone's asking for hoodies. So I can't promise anything right now, but I'll check in with the team if and how much we can produce them, how fast we can produce them, and how to deliver them. So keep an eye on our social pages. And you know, if you look at the different incentives and campaigns we're doing, we typically have had offering them as prizes in various months. So keep an eye on social bases, check out our YouTube, check out our Facebook, also check out our Instagram that's recently gone through a revamp, and stay tuned. I think we're now reached the 30-minute mark. So I really want to thank you for listening and watching. I really want to thank you for contributing on YouTube, on Facebook, and also for all of the great questions you sent in on Slido. If you have any feedback, any comments, please share on Facebook or YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that if you liked what we did today and liked what we've done in the recent sort of episodes, we'll see each other soon again. So thank you so much, and thank you for watching.